The following is a feature presentation of our nation's sports show. The 2025 World Series began on Friday night in Toronto between the Blue Jays and the defending champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers, in games 1 and 2 respectively. Toronto and LA split the first two games in Toronto in Game 3 on Monday night, in a game that will go down as an instant classic, a game that will stand the test of time for generations to come. It took 18 innings to decide a winner. Freddie Freeman, like he has done in his soon-to-be Hall of Fame career, lifted the Dodgers to a 6-5 walk-off home run victory, giving LA a 2-1 series lead. Game 4 is tonight. Will this series be squared even at 2 games apiece, or will the Dodgers be one victory away from repeating as World Series champions? We also recap Week 8 in the NFL, and we bring to you our Week 9 prediction battle.
Good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
Well, there's look, I know Halloween's coming up. No, I'm not gonna do that to you. Look, I don't care if it's a prop knife or not. We'll talk later. Welcome, everybody, to our Nation Sports Show. It is a great day to be here, I guess, if you like sports, but, I mean, no, I'm kidding. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. I'm Messer Vickery, and for tonight, I am the disembodied voice of God. Makes sense for Halloween, right? No, my back's flaring up a little bit, and it's hard for me to sit in a chair right now, so I'm chilling back, but I am here. I've got scores. I've got news. I've got a top 5 list of Halloween candy to talk about. And, of course, we got other things to get into, and we're going to get into all that in just a few minutes. We're going to get into the wild week that was the NFL. We're going to get into our prediction battle a little bit later. We're going to get into, of course, the fucking marathon game that was known as the World Series Game 3. I'm still trying to recover from that, and I don't know if I will for the rest of the day. We'll see what happens. But, we'll get to all that here in just a minute. Please, and right now, please like and subscribe and share with all your friends right now at _Score Sports Show on the Twitter machine and everywhere else, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all at our Nation Sports Show. We're live right now here on YouTube, so join us in the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get your ideas. We'd love to get your picks for the week of the NFL. We got a lot to do. But real quick, unfortunately, Joey and Kevin are not here tonight. Neither is Hijacker. Hijacker and, of course, Joey are unfortunately stuck at their jobs. And Kevin is busy with personal things. So we wish them all the best. And hopefully we'll see at least 1 or 2 of them next week. But I got with me the patriarch of the patriarchs here, my heavy metal brother from North Kakalaki. Of course, the great town of North Carolina. I mean, if you see this guy in town, he's definitely not from the other side of it. He might dress in more dark clothes than a blackbird, and he doesn't live in a fortress, but it's okay. It's okay. If you open your eyes, you'll definitely see the real Big Stevie Wyand. What's up?
And there's no silent divide with me. That's beside the point. And what lies within is honesty and truthfulness. No bullshit.
and all of that good stuff in between. And man, we are so excited to be here. We are ready to talk about, man, you talked about it just a few seconds ago. The marathon of marathons. The World Series Game 3 happened last night. Yes, 18 innings. It took that long to decide a winner, but we finally got it in. It was amazing last night. And also the NFL, hot and heavy. Lots of ass whippings took place over the weekend in the NFL. We're going to get to all of that and then some. And also, there was some breaking news that came down over the NBA that is overshadowing the NBA's start to their regular season for 2025 that came down on Friday. We're going to get to that as well tonight. And so excited to be here. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. We got a lot to get into. We're going to get right into the main facts here in just a minute. But obviously, before we begin, we want to wish everybody a happy and safe Halloween this week. Of course, it's a big holiday anywhere. Everybody going out trick or treating, parties, whatever they're doing, handing out candy to kids, which is what I will be doing. More than likely dressed as the as an MFT by the name of Tomatonga with the legendary God face paint and the hoodie on, just like when he came back recently on SmackDown. But we're gonna have a thing like we said a couple weeks ago. We are going to do the top 5 favorite Halloween candy, and that's gonna be coming up at the end of the show. And we wanted to remind you that before we get deep into the topics. And let's get started with what we just mentioned, and that is the World Series. Obviously, it's been a fun World Series. Blue Jays absolutely rocked LA in Game 1, which is an absolute blast. A 9-run inning, and it came and destroyed them. And then we recently had the game this past week where the Dodgers came back and won a close one. But last night was probably one of the greatest baseball games defensively that I've ever seen. An 18 inning, 6-hour and 36-minute game that lasted from 8:11 p.m. until 2:47 a.m. Eastern time. Game that was over almost 7 hours. And it ended with a Freddie Freeman home run in the bottom of the 18th inning to seal it. And very much a defensive battle, both teams trying to get it going. Obviously, the intentional walks on both sides, a lot, of course, from the Blue Jays, as they did not want to deal with the inhuman beast known as Shohei Ohtani, because his bat has been so hot in these playoffs to the point where he almost appears unstoppable, and they don't want to take the risk of losing it. But man, last night was so fun. And Steven, me, our buddy Andre, of course, of Busted Open Radio, and Marks and RA were all up last night watching this insane game go on. I mean, what are your thoughts after staying up for you till almost 3 in the morning and me 2 in the morning?
It was exhausting, but it was so fulfilling to witness history and to be a part of something special and to be a part of something that we as fans of sports are going to be talking about for a long, long time. And this was a spectacle. This was the pinnacle. This was any huge words you want to use when it comes to reaching the mountaintop of sports pantheon. And you had some of the greatest athletes taking center stage and shining with the brightest lights on and making plays. And the defending champion Dodgers showed their championship pedigree last night. I mean, you had Edman and Hernandez, just 2 key players to that team's championship DNA. And they're making throws to get the Blue Jays out when they had runners in scoring, position several times. The timing on these throws has to be perfect. And it was just incredible. And then the Blue Jays making plays, getting people out. Yeah, it was just everybody last night They busted their asses, and God bless those umpires, man. I mean, everybody was exhausted last night. And as the game went on, I kept thinking, I'm like, somebody is going to make a critical mistake. And Will Smith was nearly the catalyst to the mistakes for the Dodgers and them almost losing that game because at one point they had two outs. And I know we're going to jump all over this game, just what things stood out for you during the game. But one thing that stood out for me that almost led to the Toronto win was there was one point they already had two outs in quick succession at the top of the 18th, and two outs already, and then they got down to the final strikeout. I think it was like 2-2 or 1-2 or something like that, and then the guy hits the ball and it ricochets and Smith can't find it, and they couldn't dig it. He couldn't dig it out. So that and then that advanced the runners going from first to second to third. And we're thinking, oh, this could be the game. This could be the game. And then that's when the one of the big critical stops by the Dodgers defense, getting the stops, that they needed to get their offense back out and batting. And there was also a hell of a lot of pop-ups last night. I mean, Freeman a couple of times could have hit that bad boy out, but if he would have he didn't have enough lift on that ball. And Will Smith about had a home run that went out the ballpark, but of course it didn't. It was insane. What are some things that jumped out to you about this game last night?
Well, besides the fact that it went on until fucking like way past my damn bedtime, especially since I don't work midnights anymore, my clock is all screwed up. But no, to be serious, just the resiliency of both pitching staffs, relievers, closers, everybody. To me, it was a hell of a long game, and obviously the biggest moments to me were on the Dodgers, in my opinion. One was Will Klein,
Will Klein,
a reliever who's used to throwing only 20, 30 pitches per game, maybe at the most, threw almost 80 pitches and went 4 innings.
72 pitches in that game he threw. To come in there and to clean things up as much as he could. Nobody, unless you're a hardcore baseball guy or a Dodgers fan, the average Joe doesn't even know who the hell Will Klein is. But he stuck out like a sore thumb last night because he came in and pitched his ass off. I mean, he had a great game. A great game. And it was a crazy game. And this topped the Dodgers and the Red Sox from 2019. This was a way better game, and the series is a lot tighter. And I said today that if the Dodgers would have lost this game, that could have done more damage for them because they don't want to go back down potentially 3-1. I mean, because they would have to win another game, but they got nothing to lose really because they got game 4 in their backyard, game 5 in their backyard. Now all the pressure goes on to Toronto tonight and having to pitch against the freak of all freaks, Shohei Ohtani. And speaking of him, Ohtani last night, man, he had a picture perfect game. 4 for 4, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and he was on base 9 times. But 4 out of the 5, the 5th one was essentially intentionally, but the other 4 were intentional walks. And I get why both teams, were doing it because they were walking their best players. I get it. They were trying to get the less, damaging hitter, to bat. And I get that. I get it. It's a strategic way to play the game. But for me personally, I don't like it. Like, I just don't like it. But I understand why teams do that when they need to in their minds, because knowing how hot Ohtani has been, you don't want to pitch to him. And the one thing I didn't understand last night when it comes to the Blue Jays last night, okay, I got that they walked Otani, but you intentionally walked Mookie Betts. You walked him when he was struggling, and then you're going to decide, oh, we're going to pitch to Freddie Freeman, like, dude. And then Freddie Freeman burned your asses, burned them with the walk-off home run, full count 3-2. So that's the one thing I did not understand at all is you walked Otani, you walk Betts, but you're going to pitch to Freeman. And you know Freeman is clutch. That I did not get. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought it was a mistake for them to walk Mookie Betts and not walk Freddie Freeman. But of course, that was later on in the game when Freeman hit that because that was a solo shot. And, because nobody was on base at the time. But there is one thing, though. The other thing for me was the one plate appearance of Clayton Kershaw. They had to
Mm-hmm.
go deep into the bullpen because they literally almost had nobody left. They were about to bring out Yamamoto if it went into any more innings. And
And
Yamamoto,
it almost went to it didn't almost because Freeman was the first at bat at the bottom of the 18th, and they had two more on deck potentially. But thank God, thank God for them that they had to worry about that because you could just tell that everybody last night, even Toronto, they were like, "Thank God this thing is over." It was insane. I mean, they played two full games of baseball last night, essentially.
they literally last night they brought in Clayton Kershaw for one batter. That's what they did. They brought him in for one batter to get him out of the jam and get him out of the inning, and that's what Clayton Kershaw did in what may be his final ever stand on the mound.
And luckily for him, it did not end very anticlimactic because, dude, I was thinking this as he was up there pitching. At one point, he was ahead of the count. And then he got behind into a full. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what if this ends on a walk and the game is over? Like that would have pissed a lot of people off. But thankfully, it did not end like that because nobody wanted to see that great of a game to end like that. I mean, this game had everybody from the hardcore fans to the casual fans. If you were up last night, chances are you were watching this classic. Like it was
If you were up
legendary.
last night, if you were up last night, chances you need to go to a psychologist right now and get your mind examined.
I mean, essentially, and I know Andre brought it up last night. Like this is almost reminding us of the of Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, it was insane last night. I mean, it was crazy. And now the Dodgers have played some of the longest games in the modern era. And all of the games have gone at least 18 innings. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it was an insane game last night. We're glad it's done. We're glad it's through. Now we're going to see in just literally here in about 50 minutes where this next game is going to take us. We'll find out. And like you said tonight, Shohei Ohtani is going to start it off for the Dodgers. It'll be around the same time pitching time. It'll be a crazy, crazy, crazy game. We'll see what happens.
And we'll see
And
how much of a fatigue factor is going to set in, with these players tonight because I mean, man, that took a lot out of everybody that was in that ballpark. I mean, it like the umpires are probably still tired from that game last night. I mean, everybody last night that was there. I mean, it was something special. Like it was magical. It was last night. It was one of the greatest baseball games I've ever witnessed.
Absolutely. And like I said, we got more tonight. Game 4. We will keep you updated on the series as it progresses, depending on how it goes. We might be talking about the end of it. We'll see what happens. But we got other sports news to get into, man. It's like I said, it's been a crazy week. Obviously, we got the NHL, we got the NBA also too. Real quick though, before we get back into this, I want to send some positive vibes and prayers to Mike Rotunda, aka IRS. It was announced earlier today that he is currently in hospice care. It was announced in an interview that was released today that from Barry Windham, who's obviously his in-law, and he mentioned that unfortunately Mike is currently in hospice care. Probably the reason why we have not seen Uncle Howdy / Bo Dallas on WWE TV as of late. So we definitely want to send our prayers and our well wishes and positive vibes to Mike and to the entire Rotunda family, including Bo and Mika and everybody who's involved with the family. Definitely want to send our best wishes to them, and hopefully he can make his way out of it. We'll see. But we got the NBA's been going on fast and strong. My Bulls have won 3 in a row for the first time in, I think they said, in a few years. We're a 3-0 team, looking good. Pacers have officially added to their team Mac McClung.
And they could use all the extra bodies they can get.
Yep. The Timberwolves are going to be without Anthony Edwards for 2 weeks. He's currently out nursing a hamstring injury. And let's see what else here. Anything? The Mavs are going to retire jersey of Mark Aguirre. His number 24 will be retired on a ceremony on January 29th, 2026. He's the first number 1 overall pick in Dallas Mavericks history. Played with the team from 81 to 89. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to check for any stats. He's number 3 all-time scorer in team history. And he ranks in the top 10 in steals, rebounds, field goals made, and attempted, and free throws made and attempted. So congratulations are in order to Mr. Aguirre. By the way the NBA did this news site now sucks because I have to go out of it and go back in. Bunch of bastards.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, come on.
Yeah, get your shit together. But NBA had that back-to-back game the other day involving the Dallas Mavericks and the believe it was against the Thunder. Well,
oh no, I think you're thinking of the Houston and Thunder, because that was the first game of the season, and that game went into double overtime, and then at the same time you had the Lakers and the Warriors, and I'm so glad that Hijacker was on with this the other night, and he brought up an excellent point. Unless you had Peacock, you did not see the first quarter and a half of this game. And this is where having your stuff on, one predominant network could be very damaging, because having, when it was on TNT, if a game went into overtime, double overtime, triple overtime, what have you, if there was a second game happening at the same time, it would go to TBS and they would always disclaim at the top of the game, we will go to TNT when this game is over, on the first game is over. And then they would switch back to TNT and resume the broadcast from there. And there is multiple NBC affiliates, that can run these games if they need to. But the problem with that is sometimes on these NBC channels, sometimes they have either television shows going or they have the local news going at the same time, and you can't breach from that stuff. But this is where this can be very damaging. And I mean, on the nostalgia level, I am happy that NBC is back with the NBA because Round Ball Rock, the iconic theme by John Tesh, is back and is heard once again. But if you are going to be running the NBA on NBC, and there's a game that goes into overtime, you need to give stations an option to say, hey, we know there's a game right now happening in overtime, but can you run this other marquee game that's on right now? That way everybody has a shot to see it. And then when the first game is over, you can move it to the proper regular NBC channel. Like it's a very murky situation.
Yeah.
And I understand while Laker fans, while Golden State fans were pissed off, because they missed the first quarter and a half, because again, everybody has predominantly has cut the cord when it comes to cable. And this is where streaming can be a pain in the ass because not everybody has all of these apps. And fortunately for those that do, it doesn't really, bother those, I would assume, to a certain degree. But at the same time, you need to give people an option if they have these other forms of TV cable providers when it comes to streaming. Because having like YouTube TV and all of that, like there's multiple NBC channels that are on, the YouTube TV, side of things. If there is a marquee game, nobody wants to miss that game. If there is another game happening and extra basketball being played.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, Steven, what are your? No, I was talking about the. What I was talking about, man, was the injury to Cooper Flag.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has a shoulder injury. He's gonna be out for a bit.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate for the Mavericks because Cooper Flag being the number one selection overall selection in the NBA draft this year, and he's going to miss some significant time. And if you're the Mavericks, this is a damaging loss already early on in the year because Kyrie is obviously still out. And once he's healthy, the Mavericks, they have some talent, but man, this is already a learning curve, for the Mavericks organization.
Oh, trust me, and trust me on that, Steven. It doesn't get any better because for any team, because obviously now Luka Doncic is going to be out for about a week and a half.
And that's not good for the Lakers.
He's dealing with a left finger issue and a contusion on his left leg.
Lakers right now are experiencing some hard times. Hard times.
Yeah. Also, as well, there is a coaching change in the WNBA. New York Liberty assistant Sonia Rahman has agreed to a multi-year deal to become the new head coach for the Seattle Storm. She's the first person of Indian origin to be head coach in WNBA history. Also, as well, DeAndre Jordan is signing a 1-year, $3.6 million deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. DeAndre Jordan went from being a star on the Clippers with Blake Griffin and Chris Paul to now being a journeyman.
Yep. Definitely.
And then let's talk about probably the biggest story of the week in the NBA, and that is the whole gambling scandal. And of course, the biggest news of it was that Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier were arrested in connection with these. However, the charges between both of them are completely different based on this, because with Chauncey Billups, it's a lot more damaging. It's a lot more damning, because they say that he was involved in an illegal poker ring that was headed by the mafia. And because of that arrest and the charges being filed against him by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, he was placed on administrative leave by the NBA, as well as Terry Rozier from Miami. So both men are currently sitting out, and because of that, the head coach currently in the interim position will be Tiago Splitter, who happens to be he's the assistant, and of course we know him as, a player. So, but Tiago Splitter will be the new current head coach until the situation with Chauncey gets resolved.
And this whole situation, it is very, very damaging to the league because the season just literally got underway last week. Everybody's feeling the hype, excited that the NBA season is back. And this type of stuff, unfortunately, is still going on. And Chauncey Billups, of course, he's going to say, "Oh, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. That's not who I really am." But you'll say that, but then you'll get mad when you get caught. And it was just a matter when stuff like this happens, it's just a matter of when, you're going to get caught. The time of whenever it's going to happen, and you won't, know until it's too late. And Chauncey Billups, I mean, this is going to be very damaging to him in the long run because after this, honestly, I think his coaching days are done in the NBA. Like, nobody wants to have a guy on their organization that is going to operate, doing things the illegal way. And I mean, Terry Rozier, I mean, the ex Boston Celtic, I mean, he was known, as a pretty solid player when he was, playing professionally. But even he, partaking in these illegals, gambling stuff, even though it's not as, damaging as Billups is because of the mafia ties. Again, like, people are going to probably be more precautious, about this type of stuff, when it comes to hiring people that have a track record or a reputation. And if I'm any of these organizations, like, I would be close examining, these coaches because, I mean, not to be, oh, you can't do this, do that. Like, like, you don't want to be controlling people's lives because at the end of the day, we're human beings and we own our lives. But at the same time, you shouldn't have to worry about that. But also in that same token, you might have to start worrying about your coaches and, and what they're doing because you do not want to have that on your back and saying, "Well, what the hell are you doing running this shit show?" Having a head coach or a coaching assistant that is operating and running an illegal, gambling, ring. I mean, because that right there could be very damaging to, to the league and losing some money if they don't step in and do something about it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
And unfortunately, this is going to keep going until stricter rules and guidelines come down.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, absolutely, my man. We also you got to think about that too. Is that it's going to be well. Anyways, you got to think. No matter what, there's always going to be this type of shit happening. It's just a matter of when are these guys going to get caught? And Rozier, Phillips. There were even rumors about possibly even Kevin Garnett maybe next. But
Mm.
we'll see what happens. So all we can do is wait and see what falls forward. But in other news that involves the NBA, the police are still looking for the person or people that stole Shaq's customized $180,000 Range Rover. It was taken from a local fabrication business and brought to the metro area in Atlanta last week. And then the car was supposed to be transported to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for the basketball star to use while he was in town for a state university game, but it never arrived.
Mm.
That's insane. But also trying to think if there's anything else in the NBA world. If not, there is an NHL news note I do want to get to. But there's a, by the way, update here when we get on the Major League Baseball World Series. George Springer will not be in the lineup tonight for Game 4.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Toronto because he's been playing some solid ball. And just that injury last night, that threw their lineup into a swing, and they had to scramble and figure out what are they going to do with their rotation. And it could not come at a worse time for George Springer. And look, I know that Dodger fans will never forgive the Astros in 2017 for the whole cheating scandal. I get it. I understand. However, I am sorry. You do not need to be cheering anybody getting hurt. I don't care if you don't like how they won a championship. I get it. I understand. But at the end of the day, George Springer has put all of that behind him. He is with an organization that is playing baseball the right way, not cheating, not using trash cans to bang on and to steal signs and signals. George Springer is now playing the game the correct way. And I guess that Dodger fans were still feeling that animosity and feeling that hate burning in their hearts. And they decided to let it out by cheering when he went down with the injury. And it just, what a bunch of cowards.
It's a bad look. The bad look on the fan base is what it is. Exactly what it is. And, and there's a good thing called karma, so that'll take care of that.
Yep.
Um, one of the other, let's get into the world of the NHL only for a second because there was one major news though, and that was of course the unfortunate incident that took place yesterday at the Pittsburgh Penguins game. A fan fell from the upper concourse to the lower concourse at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. The fan landed on another person before hitting the ground.
Oh
Uh,
man.
he is currently in the hospital in critical condition with life-threatening injuries. So we definitely want to send our best to that fan, and hopefully he gets up. Hopefully he recovers good and gets himself back out there and come back to the game. And if he drank too much, calm down on the beers, dude. There's plenty of game to play. If he was drunk, I'm not saying he was or wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, just be careful. I mean, that's like when you're at these baseball games and you got fly balls coming towards you. Dude, don't die for that shit because like if you're so many stories high, you don't want to fall and, injure yourself or potentially get killed. Like a flying baseball is not worth it. And if you're going to be at these games, hockey, basketball, baseball, whatever, don't drink too much alcohol, please. What? Be responsible.
What you do also is when it comes down to collect when you're going to for a baseball, I would say if anything, if the baseball's coming at you, you don't have a glove. The number one thing, you could either catch it, or if it's coming right at you, you don't have a glove, and you think you're going to get hit. Take your best friend out of his chair, pull it in front of you. Human shield works every time.
And hopefully this fan makes a full recovery. I mean, because that is very scary.
Well, can't be as scary as what we just saw in the NFL this past week. We're going to get right into that here in a second. But man, we're actually going to get into that now. Because,
Real quick, shout outs to Don here in the chat and the Joey here in the chat. What's up, brothers?
oh yeah, Joey, you're on the chat, but your ass couldn't be here on the show. I see how it is, motherfucker. You're lucky my dinner plan's canceled. But oh dude. Anyways, what a crazy week in the NFL. And you know what? Usually we don't I usually start off with the news of the week. Obviously a lot of the news is going to correlate with the games. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to the schedule and we are going to go what we usually do, and that is go down this week's games. And we started off with an absolute ass whooping of a game, a 37-10 win for the Chargers over a Minnesota Vikings team that is unfortunately right now in straits because Kirk Cousins injured his shoulder last week, as many people know.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. He injured his shoulder, as many people went. Close enough. They both suck. Anyways, he injured his shoulder the week before. Well, this past week, his shoulder finally gave out. The shoulder tore up. He was in severe pain, and in the fourth quarter, had to stop. And by the way, fuck you to Herbstreit for dogging him for showing emotion and crying after he had to leave because his shoulder was all fucked up. So you and your stupid little therapy dog can go fuck itself. Anyways, it was just an ass whooping of a game. I mean, what is there to say? Vikings had nothing. Chargers were all over, playing great. But you know who wasn't playing great? Again, the Falcons.
What the hell was that? Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad game. I mean, no Michael Penix Jr., Bijan
And,
Robinson having to do most of the work.
and Kirk Cousins, oof. Man, he was atrocious coming in, backing up.
All that time sitting on the bench did him no favors.
Nope. Kirk Cousins, still the same old Kirk Cousins.
The Dolphins actually won again. So I think that just might have saved what's his name's job, at least for now. Like McDaniel.
Yeah.
Also, too, the game I don't want to talk about, but we got to talk about it. Ravens beating the Bears 30-16. Caleb having a rough day throwing. The defense fully back for the Ravens basically at this point. Roquan Smith getting the tackles and pressures he needed. Caleb looked all out of sorts. Lost a couple of our key defensive players during the week. Tyreek Stevenson, he's currently out right now. And then, what's the name? I'm trying to remember. Not Jalen Johnson, but damn it, it's coming to me. He just came back from injury. Kyler Gordon.
Yep.
They put him on IR. So, and then we lost two more defensive players on the Bears yesterday. So, or the other day. So it was just a rough day. And Tyler Huntley came in there and he came to play. I will say that much. Tyler Snoop Huntley, he came in there. He played one hell of a game. And the good news for the Ravens, Lamar Jackson should be back this week, barring any potential setbacks. And the Bills absolutely wrecked the Panthers 40-9. Obviously, Bills getting back into form, but also Panthers, of course, played without Bryce Young. So and then you have the game that shocked many of us. That was the Jets and the Bengals. The Jets get their first win of the season, 39-38.
And the Bengals blew not one, but two 14-point leads.
And now Joe Flacco is currently dealing with some shoulder issues, currently shoulder tightness. So who knows if he'll even play this week. He should have taken the free icy hop from the icy hop bowl. Apparently he did not. Maybe somebody should get him some icy hot, some arthritis pills, all that for his for Halloween. His trick or treat bag looks like an AARP membership gift. Good Lord. Your Niners, Steven. They did not fare well against the Texans, 26-15.
They did not.
And of course, you guys lost another player or two just this past week. Even with of course, last week we had the return of George Kittle, Mr. Cero Miedo himself, but it really wasn't enough. And then you had the Patriots beating the Browns 32-13. And in that game, we had a safety.
Yes, we did.
What is dividing your attentions away from the Grand Illusion?
Yes, we had a safety in this game. Like it was it's and listen, I mean, when it comes to this week, I mean, we had a lot of blowouts in this week.
Yeah.
And I mean, and again, like the usual teams that, you're talking about the Patriots having that safety in that game. I think the Patriots, are a very solid team. They've had a really good season so far. And I think that, they're going to be right up there with Buffalo, being a pain in the neck, for them. And I just think that, as the season progresses, we're really going to find out, are they for real? Because we know on paper, their AFC East rival Buffalo should be a heavy favorite to win because they've been in that spot, for a long period of time. And the Patriots are a young team and they have the talent to compete. And they beat Buffalo obviously a couple weeks ago in that Sunday night football game. And that was that nobody had in their bingo card as far as New England winning. And they just keep on rolling. And we'll see how they do as the season progresses.
Yeah, this is a team I expect to make some waves. I didn't expect them to be 6-2 though this early in the season.
No. And definitely that Buffalo victory definitely helped their cause to have a good start to the season. To have a shot at least winning the division because right now they own the tiebreaker.
I believe there was a key injury in Buffalo too. I believe it was defense tackle Ed Oliver.
Ed Oliver, yes. He's going to be out for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, because I believe he had to have surgery on a torn bicep.
Yeah, and Buffalo has had a lot of injuries too.
Yeah, they've been dealing with a lot of that as well. If the NFL website would stop fucking resetting, you piece of shit, maybe I could read the scores. Um, Here we go. And then we had the Eagles beat the Giants 38-20. Of course, the big story coming
Oof.
out of that game is the devastating ankle injury to rookie running back star Cam Scatterbo. He had successful surgery the other night in Philadelphia, but he's going to be out for the remainder of this year. And I
And
do want
man,
to, and I want to do throw a quick, a quick awesome thank you moment to the head of security for the Philadelphia Eagles, Sir Don. Sir Don brought him pizza and cheesesteaks at the hospital while he was waiting to have surgery.
oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
it just goes to show you
big
that
Don.
not all Eagles fans are assholes.
99% of them are, but if you were Neil, you would do horrible, unspeakable things to every person in the city of Philadelphia. But I digress. Because that motherfucker hates anybody from the town known as Philadelphia. So, um, Buccaneers beat the Saints up 20-3, and in the process in that game, starting quarterback Spencer Rattler was benched in favor of Tyler Shuck, and guess what? He got shucked.
And I'm sorry, but he is a terrible, terrible pro quarterback. I mean, that interception that he threw, that when the defender picked it off and he was
Yep,
that close to the end zone, and it was a piss poor attempt at a tackle. Like
and
it was
he
so
got
bad.
tru-
I'm like,
he got
dude,
trucked.
what are you doing? And then he just gets trucked. Just yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, so the coach got tired of that, and they brought in Tyler Shuck, and he didn't do any better. Obviously, this is his first. I mean, he started in a couple different areas, but just sorry, dog barking. Um, then you had the Cowboys getting absolutely stomped, absolutely getting smashed, stacked, and pinned like Roman Reigns did to Bryan Danielson and Edge at WrestleMania by the Denver Broncos. You know what you would call that? A web sling and ass kicking.
That is right.
Dude, that was just a bad game for the Cowboys. Like, they could not stop Denver, even if they had a wall built in front of them.
I mean, dude, anybody can beat that Cowboys defense. I mean, it was Bo Nix out there. He went out there and he looked like the second coming of John Elway. Like it was bad. It and I will give Dak this. Overall, he has had a really good year, but Sunday, nope. That was not a good game. Not a good game.
And then we saw and this was an obvious one, the Colts stomping the Titans 38-14, going 7-1, the Colts are now.
Now that is not surprising. Not surprising at all. I mean, the Colts right now have proven to the entire sports world, to the entire NFL landscape, that they are a legit threat. I mean, Jonathan Taylor right now, no surprise, leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. This dude is on pace to have well over 1,000 yards rushing. And Daniel Jones, I mean, again, the most improved player probably is going to be his claim to fame this year. And If he gets it, good for him. Because having a proper offensive line is going to do great things for them. And real quick, before we move on, I want to piggyback to that Jets and Bengals game real quick. And I do want to say this when it comes to Cincy. This right here could be potentially a damaging loss for Cincinnati because if they are in a spot to fighting for a wild card spot, that could be very damaging beyond repair. And Joe Flacco, despite the loss, he had a great performance overall. And Cincy has a lot of problems, and their defense is their number one problem. And Trey Hendrickson getting injured in that game, that was not good for them. And just the whole vibe, with the team, I know they're not happy with the performance, and they shouldn't be. And to think about it, and we're going to get to that Pittsburgh game later on, but knowing what Cincy had right in front of them, if they would have won, you're putting yourself in the position to having the tiebreaker with Pittsburgh at near identical records. And Cincy, they better get it together, because if they don't, they're going to be on the outside looking in, and they're going to be missing the playoffs once again. And mainly because of their shitty defense. And the Jets, good for you. You finally got a win. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, Justin Fields had a really good game. Solid performance. I just think that since he got too cocky, they got complacent, and they thought that, oh, this will be an easy win. Nope, that is not how this works, my friend. You have to play every possession. You cannot take possessions off. And I felt like the Bengals during that game, especially in that fourth quarter, took their foot off the gas.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you'd call the truth being told by one Stephen Wyand. Enjoy his ramblings next week on next week's show as well.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor. We got right here the Packers winning that game against the Steelers 35-0. 35-25, sorry.
Yeah, this was an interesting game because Pittsburgh during the first half was looking good. And then in that second half, figuratively speaking, the carpet came from out underneath them. And Green Bay just took it to them. I mean, and the momentum swung in Green Bay's favor when Tucker Kraft had that crazy pass by Jordan Love that goes for 59 yards, and Pittsburgh's tackling. The hell was that? Like, it was bad. And for once, I cannot fault this on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has had a really solid season with Pittsburgh. But my Lord, you talk about a team that looks lost? That is the Steelers on the defense side of the football. Their defense was cooked by Green Bay. And Green Bay, if they can keep their act together, like them or not, and I know we don't like them, but damn, they have the pieces.
I especially don't like Green Bay. They can all go. Never mind. I think I'll keep that one to myself.
Yeah, Green Bay has a talented team, but Pittsburgh, man, like they have some decent pieces, but I honestly don't think that Pittsburgh has enough to make a deep run. Not the way they're orchestrated right now.
Nope. And then we have the Monday night game, which was, of course, the Chiefs winning 28-7 over the Commanders. And my thoughts on that are obvious. The Commanders, they've been plagued by injuries. Marshawn Lattimore once again did not show up. And the biggest thing was Marcus Mariota did not have a great game at all.
No, he did not.
And even with the returns of scary Terry McLaurin, who's now out again on injury, and then and return of Deebo Samuel, it did not do them any good. But I will say though, the game was officiated very well, so all the people can shut the fuck up about the Chiefs. That the refs paid them off for this win. It was as fair could be.
And during the first half, there was only 2 penalties.
Yeah, there was only 2 penalties, and it was pretty much a defensive masterpiece.
Yep.
So, got to give them credit for that. But, man, we're close to the top of the hour. We're actually at the top of the hour. Outside of the fact that the final NXT before Halloween is coming on right now, we have a pick segment to get to, and I have a note here from one Joseph Thornton with the results from last week that he sent on Messenger. With a record of 10-3, Hijacker Mike wins this week. Of course, Joey came in second with 8-5. Fucker's fixing this for him. I mean, it is his idea. And then you, me, and Kevin all tied with a record of 7-6.
Still better than the Jets.
And the Dolphins. And you know what the funny thing is? The first game of the week has the Dolphins in it.
Son of a bitch.
Unintentional segue.
I have Kevin, and for full disclosure, for those that don't know, I have Kevin and Joey scores right here.
Yep, and I have Hijacker Mike's. So we'll be reading them off throughout this thing along with our own scores, and should be a good week. As far as I know, there are 4 teams on the bye this week. That would be Cleveland, the Jets, the Eagles, and the Bucks.
And hopefully this week is a way better week than it was last week.
We'll find out based on the game schedule. So here we go.
And performances.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have the Ravens and the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football.
Yes, we do.
And I'm going to get things started with Joey's score. Joey has the Ravens over Miami 27-10. And Kevin, wow, Kevin is going against the grain. He's got the Dolphins 17-13.
He's out of his fucking gourd. This guy's doing something not right to pick these scores.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think, and especially if Lamar is playing, I think that if he comes back, I would think that he would be on his A game. And if you're Baltimore, you won last week. Take full advantage of the opportunities that you're given when it comes to that soft schedule. And it starts this Thursday. And I'm going to go with the Ravens to beat Miami 28-14.
Let's see here. For me, I got to go with the Ravens in this one. Lamar returns, and I think this team's going to fire on all cylinders again. So give me the Ravens in this one, 31-13 over the Dolphins. And then Hijacker has Baltimore over Miami, 28-9.
Wow.
Next game on the docket is the Chicago Bears taking on Cincinnati. Trick Williams is losing his fucking mind right now in NXT.
Ah, Joey's score with the names is hilarious.
Hit it up.
He's got the Ben's Teddy Bears 24 over the Cincinnati Fuckers 9. In parentheses, they should be banned for the rest of the
Ooh,
season,
dude.
losing to the Jets. What's
Trick
up?
just went. Dude, sorry. Trick just went into the camera, and he's mad about the fact that Trick that what's his name has the title.
Yep.
He goes 3 years, 3 years. I put this shit on my back.
Ooh, okay. Language,
So
young man.
sorry about that. Continue where you left off.
Okay, so he's got the Ben's Teddy Bears 24 over the Cincinnati Fuckers 9. In parentheses, he says they should be banned for the rest of the season for losing to the Jets. Well done, sir.
Yes.
Let's see. Kevin. Come on, man. Does he have this shit in order? Let's see.
Okay, well, while you're looking at that, I'll say this. Hijacker has Chicago winning 21-13.
Okay, got it. Kevin's got Cincinnati 20-17. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I'm going with Chicago in this one. Of course, I'm not going to pick against my Bears. In a close one, 24-21.
Yeah, give me Chicago in this one. I do not trust Cincy's defense to stop anybody. I got a high scoring game. Give me Chicago in this one, 27-24. Oh God, not this score.
Okay, so that's everybody for that game, right?
Yep.
All right, next one is an NFC North showdown between the Vikings and the Lions.
I'm going to get this one started with Kevin's score. He's got the Lions 17-6. And Joey's got the Lions 34 over the Vicky Whitey's 10. Again, well done, sir. I'm going to follow suit with Detroit. Give me Detroit over Minnesota to blast them. Blast them. 34-10.
31-17. Detroit. It's going to even the return of JJ McCarthy is it's not going to do that much. And Hijacker has Detroit winning 28-22.
Ooh, close one.
A little bit of an odd score too.
Mm-hmm.
Next game should be an ass whooping of ass whoopings. Packers playing the Panthers.
I'm going to get things started with Joey's score. He's got the Packers 29 over the Kittens 6. Kevin. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, give me the Packers in this one 27-10.
Give me Green Bay as well, 31-17.
Now, what were you going to say? Kevin has what?
Kevin has the Packers as well. Let me get to it. There. He's got the Packers 36-4.
Okay, what is this dude on? Because I need what he's using.
Kevin, did you get in the Tony Khan stash? I swear to God.
I think he found his own.
I mean, cocaine's a hell of a drug, but damn.
Hijacker has Green Bay over Carolina 38-10.
Okay.
Either that or it's 30-10. I can't. Yeah, it's 38-10. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next is the Broncos and the Texans. Give me Denver in this one. I think the Texans have been so inconsistent. I don't think their play is going to keep up. especially against a team like the Broncos that have been red hot recently. Give me the Broncos in this one. 20. Well, give me them 28-16.
Kevin has the Texans in an upset.
Oh my God.
24 to 23.
Ooh,
Wow.
I like that. That's actually good.
I love that score.
Finally, he picks a score that isn't so fucking out of whack.
Okay, Joey has the Mild High Club 26 to 14. Over to Texas 26-14. I'm gonna go with Denver as well. Give me Denver 27 to 17.
Hijacker has Denver over Houston 31-23.
Okay.
All right, next game on the docket is the Falcons and the Patriots.
Joey, he does it again. Patriots 28, Falcons 3. In parentheses, they'll never escape that.
Oh my God.
Asshole.
Give me the Patriots in this one. I think this is going to be. Give me the Patriots in this one 23.
Yeah.
Patriots. Give me the Patriots in this one to 23-7.
And Kevin has the same score, 28 to 3. Patriots.
Sharing the same idiot brain. Who would have thought?
Give me the Patriots to beat the Falcons. No, not by 28 to 3, because I'm not gonna be that asshole. Um
Well, you are
give
one, but that's a story.
well well anyways,
That's debatable.
give me the Patriots in this one. Give me the Patriots 24 to 17.
This baseball game is already in the 18th inning. No. Um, just kidding. Let's see here. Where did I just had his score right in front of me too? Damn it. Hijacker has New England over Atlanta 27-16. Next up is your and Kevin's 49er gang taking on the football giants.
Joey has the Santa Clara 49 IRs.
Of course.
27. Baby Smurfs 10. And Kevin, have you lost your fucking mind? He is picking the Giants over the 49 IRs 19 to 17.
You can tell his faith in his own team has dissipated when Fred Warner got hurt.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Give me the Niners in this one.
Oh,
Give
Lord.
me the Niners in this one. Give me the Niners 20-13.
Yeah, give me San Francisco. Or, excuse me, to be politically correct and geographically correct, Santa Clara. Give me the 49ers to beat the Giants in a close one. Give me the Niners 24 to 20.
Let's see here. Hijacker has
This is
trying to
fucking great.
read this. Doesn't have this in order either, so it doesn't help. 28-24, San Francisco over New York.
Next.
Next, we have the Colts taking on the Steelers.
I'm going to get things started with my score. Give me the Colts to roll over the Steelers and hand the Steelers their third consecutive defeat. Give me Indy outright. 38-24.
31 to, well, actually, 34 to 20. Colts over the Steelers for
No,
me.
scratch that. Sorry. Give me the Colts 38-17. Joey has Taylor in the Horseshoes 31 over the Steel Crashers 20. And Kevin has the Colts outright as well, 33-10.
Hijacker is a close one. 31 to 27.
Wow.
Indianapolis over Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Next game, it's the final 1 o'clock game of the day, and it is the Chargers and the Titans.
Yeah, and nobody will remember this game. Give me the Chargers to beat the piss out of the Titans. Give me the Chargers 31 to 10.
28 to 14.
This is great, Joey.
28 to 14. Chargers over the Titans.
Joey has the Bolts over the Tutti Fruities 26-8.
Lord have mercy.
uh,
Uh,
Go ahead.
Hijacker has the Chargers over the Titans, 24 to 7.
Kevin has the Chargers 36 over the Titanic 5.
Hey, 5?
5.
I know I got till 5. I get it.
Oh my God, safeties galore. Hijacker's gonna be in heaven if this happens.
Oh yeah.
He loves him some safeties.
He loves him some safeties, just like I love me some Suzy Q's. Speaking of that, if you're a foodie like me, check your local Walmart or your local store. Suzy Q's are officially back from Hostess.
Yes.
I had a box. I had a couple last night out of the box. Damn delicious. Check it out. Why did I bring that up? No reason at all. Because this show is all over the place and I'm thinking about food.
Hungry now,
right.
damn it.
You just ate dinner not that long ago. It's been a bit since I ate, so.
Yes.
And I'm a glorified fat man, so I have an excuse. By the way, the New Orleans Saints take on the Rams in the first 4 o'clock game of the week.
Doesn't matter what time of the game this game is. The Rams are gonna beat the piss out of the Aints. Give me LA to roll over New Orleans 34-3. Joey has almost the exact same score. He's got the battering Rams 34 to the Aints 6.
Give me the Rams in this one, 30 to 9.
Kevin's got the Rams over the Aints 26-6.
27 to 9. Rams over the Saints for Hijacker. What's up?
Okay, I was just reading one of the scores for the next game. Go ahead.
All right, next game on the docket is a 4:25 start. Or no, it's another 3:05 start. 4:05 start. Excuse me. Jaguars and Raiders.
Kevin has the Jags in a shutout, 20-0. Joey has TK's Jags 23, Las Vegas Losers 10. and I'm going to follow suit. Give me the Jags in this one to bludgeon the Raiders 24-3.
For me on this game, I'm gonna go Jacksonville on this one. I'm gonna go Jacksonville on this one in a low scoring affair, 17-14.
Okay.
And Hijacker has that's the game. Let me see. I said I got to look these up because, like I said, he doesn't have them in complete order.
Yeah, and Joey's are in order. Kevin's are in pretty much the exact order.
Hijacker does his through a bracket sheet that he prints out on a website. So the scores are kind of everywhere, but I can usually get them. He's got Jacksonville over the Raiders, 30-13.
Okay.
You gave yours, right?
Yes, 24-3.
And Kevin and Joey are all good.
Yep.
All right, excellent. We move on to the 425 star, and it is going to be, as they say in WWE with a Sheamus match, a banger.
A banger after banger after banger. You get the point.
Yeah. It's going to be the Chiefs and the Bills.
And this is going to be the game that probably splits us down the middle. Ooh.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Bills. Yes, they've been dealing with some injuries, and I understand Kansas City's pretty much back to full strength. They've got Xavier Worthy. They got Rasheed Rice.
Where's this game? By the way, where's this game being taking place at?
Let me look it up. Because the new way that NFL.com is done on the iPhone and on that in general, they don't tell you where the game is taking place anymore. It used to say at the at symbol and it would tell you.
As a matter of fact, let me see.
I got it. I got it already.
All right, go ahead.
Highmark Stadium in Buffalo.
Ooh. This is tough. This is tough.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna go Buffalo in this one. I think this is gonna be a true bounce back game for the Bills, but it's gonna be close. 38-35.
You and Joey are thinking around the same schedule as far as where this game is gonna go. Joey has the Bills 37-34.
There we go. Okay.
Kevin, on the other hand, is going with the Chiefs in a close one, 23-21.
Low scoring affair, but okay, I can definitely see that.
Oh man, this is so tough.
By the way, Otani's on base.
Did they walk him again?
Let me get the remote. I'm going to rewind it.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if they walked him. I would not be surprised.
No, it was not an intentional walk.
Of course, Otani's that good.
Yeah, it was a full count.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a full count, and he just the pitcher didn't get the pitch down the middle, so it ended up counting as a ball, and they walked him.
Okay, good.
So we're good on that.
Okay. Oh man, this is tough.
Hijacker has Buffalo winning 41-35.
Yeah, if the game was in Kansas City, I probably would sway the Chiefs' way because it's so hard to beat them in their ballpark. Because in their stadium, they're just they're so tough on their field. But since the game is in Buffalo, give me Buffalo in a close one and to get revenge on Patrick Mahomes in a close one. Give me the Bills at home on a game-winning touchdown by Josh Allen. Rushing, throwing, I don't care. But give me Josh Allen on a game-winning touchdown drive to beat the Chiefs but the final score of 38 to 36.
Okay. All right. Then we have our Sunday Night Football matchup between the Seahawks and the Commanders.
Where are we at with this one?
I have Hijackers already. Hijacker has Seattle over Washington, 17-14.
Oh, damn, I'm missing that game from Kevin. Not unless he forgot it. Hold on, let me hunt that down.
And while you were looking at that, I'll go ahead and give mine. This is can be a tough one, but I think that Washington, who's maybe without Jaden again this week, and no Scary Terry, I think this is going to be another loss for them, and I think it's going to be a tough one. Give me Seattle in this one, 21-14.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Kevin literally just sent the score.
Oh,
Kevin
good.
has 20 to 13 Seattle over Washington. Yeah, give me Seattle in this one. Give me Seattle in a close one. Give me the Seahawks 24-21 in overtime. And Joey has the Commanders.
Of course.
In this case, the Commies. 28-24 over the Seagulls.
Okay. And then finally is the Monday night game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. And by the way, Kyler Murray will return for Arizona.
Okay. And Joey has the Cow Haters 24. Kyler's COD military 13.
Wow. Give me Dallas in this one. Give me Dallas in this one, 27-20.
Give me the Cowboys in this one. I think it's going to be a close one because the Cowboys defense is the drizzling shits. Give me Dallas to survive with their offense. Give me Dallas 28-23. Kevin has the Cardinals 45 over the Cowboys 28.
He hates the Cowboys that much. That's why. Oh, and by the way, he's not the only one who picked Arizona.
Hijacker picked Arizona?
Yeah,
Wow.
21-17. And ladies and
In,
gentlemen, that wraps up the pick segment once again. Teams on by this week are Cleveland, the Jets, Eagles, and Bucks.
and next week, Joey will reveal our halfway mark of week 9 as far as after week 9. He will reveal our records and where we stand because it is hard to believe after this weekend we will be officially hitting the halfway margin of the 2025-26 NFL regular season and the first week of November.
Yep, absolutely.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this NFL season is flying fast. The NBA is flying fast. Everything seems to be. But we're going to look forward to next week. Obviously, week 9 will be wrapped up. And then we're going to head on to week 10. It's going to be
And also, we're going to recap the World Series, and depending upon where we stand with that, we could have a tie series. We could have a clinching champion by the next week. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? That's why they play the games. And right now, we have ended the first 0-0. So we'll see how this game goes. 0-0 right now as we stand with the Blue Jays and the Dodgers.
yeah. Also, we're gonna be keeping an eye on all this, and we're gonna be keeping an eye on a lot of things. But obviously, let's get to the final segment of the night. It'll just be you and me,
Yes. Yes.
since the others, since everybody was busy, and obviously, life gets in the way, we forget. So it's kind of a trivial part,
Yeah.
but why not? And that is, of course, in the spirit of Halloween, in the spirit of of course, our love for one of the biggest Halloween things outside, of course, the horror movies and all that stuff is, of course, the candy. Everybody has a particular like: chocolates, sweets, sugar candy, gummies. Some people like different kinds, different flavors. Some like to buy chocolate. Some people like caramel. That's what it's all about: is the enjoyment of Halloween. And I know that I kind of have a top 5 list in my head of what I like, obviously. But Steven, kick it off. Your
Yes,
top
I will. I've
your
thought
top
about it.
5 Halloween candies.
I've thought about it, and I have my list, and I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. At number 5, I have Kit Kats.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not a Kit Kats guy. I used to as a kid, but not as an adult.
Number 4, Snickers.
Okay. I definitely
Number
see
th
that.
Number 3, and I have not. And when I get the urge to want one of these bad boys, I want it. Three Musketeers at number 3.
There you go.
Number 2, of course, the old trusty M&Ms. And number 1, my all-time favorite, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, baby.
Okay. Nice list. Uh, let's see here. Number 5, I have Milky Ways.
Ooh,
Always
nice.
been a Milky Way fan. Love them. That's probably why 2 of my teeth are bad, but that I digress. Number 4, Nerds.
Okay.
Um, give me the strawberry. Give me that strawberry grape mix any day of the week. It's like crack. Um, Number 3, any sort of gummies, gummy bears, gummy worms, gummy butterflies. It doesn't matter. I love gummy candy, especially with real fruit juice. I love gummy bears, Black Forest, anything Albany's Candy Factory in Maryville, Indiana. Definitely big spot for that. Of course, one of my favorites, the Trolley Sour Bright Crawlers.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are phenomenal. Uh, number two, number two is a tough one because I love two different. As I'm a chocolate, I'm not as much of a chocolate guy anymore, but I love sugar candy. Um, Number two, and I know it's not common. Dum Dums lollipops.
Okay.
Those things are amazing, especially the blue raspberry, the cherry, and the root beer ones. And number one, good old Reese's peanut butter cup. Nothing beats it.
Yeah.
And a quick honorable mention for me, one that's been a favorite that I've been eating since I was a kid is the 100 grand bar. Actually, no, change my mind. Skittles,
Marshawn Lynch would be very happy.
especially my favorite, extreme sour. And I'm hoping I can find some while I'm out and eat my way until I get diabetes. But that was a quick little top 5 list of candy. And obviously, Halloween is this week, so we want to wish, once again, before we wrap up the show, we want to wish everybody a happy and safe Halloween. Whether you're going out and partying with some friends, whether you're going out taking your family or taking your family trick or treating, you're going out to some sort of gathering with family, be careful, be safe, check your candy, make sure you wear reflective tape or lights if you're going to be out in the streets trick or treating, especially as the sun sets. And just be aware of your surroundings. So definitely want to say that real quick before we head out. But Steven, do you have anything else you want to add to the show before we close it out for today?
Yeah, I think I'm good to go as far as that. But like I said, everybody out there that is going to be trick or treating and hanging out with your kids and your family and your friends this week, please be very careful. Please be very, caught, precautious on, interacting with people and all this sort of stuff. But most importantly, have a lot of fun. Going out, getting candy, wearing your costumes and all that fun stuff. And I mean, it's gonna be a fun time. Um, for everybody involved, families involved with their kids and stuff, and their nieces and nephews and stuff, and getting candy and handing out candy and listening to the spooky music and whatever you get into. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, hope everybody has a happy and safe Halloween this Friday. Enjoy yourselves. It should be a hell of a time for everybody involved. And as far as tonight is concerned, I definitely, want to say, it is very exciting not just to be a sports fan, but also where we are heading with the world of wrestling. And Saturday night's main event is happening this Saturday.
Oh, yes, it is.
And
Major. Yep.
Jey Uso and CM Punk for the vacant world title. That should be very interesting.
Triple threat between Dirty Dom, Rusev, and Penta
Yep.
for the Intercontinental Championship. Also, Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill for the women's title is also going to be on the card. Just a lot developing going on. Like you said, in the world of wrestling, this, of course, we're heading into November, which is going to be around Survivor Series time. So after Saturday night's main event, we'll be building towards Survivor Series on Peacock and wherever else you can watch it, Netflix, ESPN internationally. It's going to be an interesting next month to see how everything plays out. The Indies are currently rocking right now. GC Dub making names. Great event last weekend from Shotzi Blackheart, the House of Horrors. Just an epic event headlined by a casket match between Atticus Cogar and Charles Mason. Of course, was won by Charles Mason's team when Cruel appeared out of the casket and Slay came out with a freaking hatchet. So we got all that to look forward to, man. I'm excited. Pro wrestling is hotter than ever. And then, of course, we get into, you mentioned spooky music, and obviously there'll be a lot of songs to play, for Halloween, whether you're into, more metal and stuff like that. That's darker sounding, like Slayer, for instance, or Venom. Whether you're wanted to play something more festive, like Monster Mash, or maybe something like Spooky, Scary Skeletons,
Mm-hmm.
Or whether you just want to listen to
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Michael Jackson's Thrillers, Somebody's Watching Me, Ghostbusters. And obviously, there's also wrestling theme songs that spark darkness and,
Yep.
Spooky Halloween. Kane, Undertaker, Raven, Bray Wyatt / the Wyatt Six. It's you got a lot of choices. A lot of those are going to be
even the Monster Abyss, for crying out loud.
This too, yes, definitely. A lot of those guys are going to be on my playlist coming up for my Halloween yard setup. So I'm going to be excited for that. And I know you will too. I'll be handing out candy, more likely dressed as Tama Tonga, but it could switch depending on just how warm and different factors like that. But I'll be busy doing that. And of course, we got SmackDown on Halloween. We got a lot of different stuff going on. I know, Steven, I know you, obviously, with your vision issues, you have not watched movies in many, many years, but for a horror movie's sake, what is your favorite that you remember watching growing up?
Oh man, so that's really kind of tough because I really never got into that stuff. I mean, but I know a lot of people out there that they love that stuff. They love the spooky, scary stuff, and all that. So that honestly, that never was my thing growing up. But I know for you, you're a huge horror, movie fan, and I know uh Mongrovian Mike's a huge horror guy, and you know,
Yeah,
and but no, I mean like the definitely the candy stuff and the music stuff. That's the stuff I kind of gravitate towards, when it comes to the Halloween side. It's not necessarily the movie side of things.
yeah. I never was a big horror fan until I got in my teens. It wasn't until I started really watching, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and especially the Saw series, is where I kind of picked up on it. And I would say probably Friday the 13th is my all-time favorite series, and in my all-time favorite movie is Part Six, Jason Lives. Um, and I'm into certain styles of horror. Like I like thriller, I like suspense, a little gore, a little splatter, not much though. I'm not into like Terrifier or Cat or Toxic or what is that called, Cannibal Holocaust or something like that. I'm not into a lot of those really just messed up, over splatter gore films. I'm more into kind of traditional horror. I like psychological stuff. Um,
Yeah,
so
because at that point when it's just slash and slash and slash and like it's the same old crap. Like you like the
Jason,
stuff that's
Jason and
more
Jason and Freddy were Jason, Freddy, and Michael were the masters because they had suspense. When
and
you
they had
saw the
story and they had stories within their stuff.
same thing with Saw. Saw, a lot of people thought it was all about the traps and all about the people cutting off limbs or risking their lives to get whatever they need to get done to survive. But in reality, there's an overlying story to it of why these people are picked, why the guy who's picking them is the way he is, and why he's picked people to succeed him once he dies from the aggressive form of cancer that he has. So it's an overlying story that goes over 10 films. So, in Friday the 13th, the story of Jason, while it's evolved over time, went over 10 straight films before it was remade in 2009. Freddy was the same way until it was remade in 2010. He went through 5 films, including Freddy versus Jason. And it was evolved from there, and then they did the remakes, which did decent, but I mean, I could go on a horror movie tangent for the next fucking hour, but we don't have that kind of time. We got NXT on, we got the World Series on, basketball, on I believe it is on Peacock, is going
Peacock,
on right
NBC, yep.
is going on right now as well. So let's close it out the only way we know how. Steven, since you're the only one here, you know the drill. Wrap this
Yes,
up,
I
my man.
yes I do. Great job by you, and so happy to be here tonight. And we were able to do this show tonight. And hate that Kevin and Joey and Hijacker couldn't be on, but glad we were able to get their scores in. And looking forward to next week as we recap Week 9 in the NFL and the World Series conclusion. And right now, speaking of the World Series, the Dodgers are in scoring position to take the lead in Game 4 tonight. And looking forward to being back on with you guys next week. And thanks to Don, thanks to Joey for being here in the chat tonight. And for those that tune in on demand, thank you very much as well for tuning in as well. You can follow us on Twitter or X at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and where we are live on most Tuesday nights, YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show, 7 o'clock on the East, 6 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock for those on the West Coast. And the Nation's Corner is live on most Saturday nights where it is all right for fighting and talking a little pro wrestling. RASSLIN. That spells
Bill's
wrestling.
Wrestling.
And you can follow them on Twitter at Nation's Corner, Facebook Facebook, the Instagram, and the YouTube are all at the Nation's Corner. The show is live on Saturday nights, 7 o'clock on the East, 6 on the Central time zone, and 4 o'clock on the West as well. And looking forward to being back on, like I said, with you guys next week. And same bat time, same by God YouTube channel next week. And looking forward to being back on talking the world of sports with the NBA, the NFL, MLB's conclusion to the World Series, all of that, and so much more. And with that, and also really cool, giving our favorite candies tonight. That was cool. And just oh, and real quick, we got a score in the game. The Dodgers have taken the lead on a sacrifice flyout to the warning track.
Yes, they did. I just saw the score across the plate.
Yep. So really cool doing the show during the World Series here tonight. Again, if you missed last night, you missed greatness on full display last night. It took 18 innings to decide a victor in Game 3 between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. We will be back next week recapping everything in the World Series, the NFL Week 9 at the halfway mark. The NBA's regular season rolls on, the NHL season rolls on, all of that, and then some. With that being said, Ezra, wrap us up, my friend.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us live here and, of course, on demand. We appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. We'd love to see the numbers go up if possible. Don't forget also to, like I said, we said the Nation's Corner as well. Also, real quick, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and social media to Too Sweet Cosplay. That's at Too Sweet Cosplay. The cosplay team that I help run out of Chicago, Illinois, and the Northwest Indiana area, who appears at Comic-Cons and different places and loves to do these types of events. And we're working on getting our next event set up. Can't release any details right now for 2026, but all will be made available once we are allowed to. Keep an eye on our social media for more information. We're working on even a last-minute event with the Remix Rumble coming to November 12th. We'll try to be there. Days of the Dead Horror Con. Some of us are attending. We will be around, walking around, checking out the stuff like everybody else. It's going to be an epic end of the year coming up, and we hope to get going in 2026 hard and fast and heavy. So we'll see you guys soon. And for everybody here in the Sports Nation, for Kevin Rory, for Joey Thornton, for Stephen Wyand, for Randy Garn, and everybody who listens to the show, I'm Ezra Vickery. We will see you all next week with another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. You have a great week. Enjoy the sports, and most of all, a happy Halloween to everybody. Enjoy yourselves. We will see you all next time, same YouTube channel. Peace out, everybody.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Thanks for watching this week's featured presentation of our Nation Sports Show.